Hey guys, Mattmobile here with another Transformers review. This time it's going to be a little different. We're going to compare the Toys R Us exclusive Transformers Age of Extinction Grimlock Evolution 2-pack and the Toys R Us exclusive The Last Night Mission to Cybertron, Optimus Prime, and Cybertronian Optimus Prime, and see which set is better. But keep in mind, this is completely subjective. This is just my opinion. I'd like to know what you guys think if you want to hop in the comments below. But in reality, I actually like all these figures a lot. This is just for funsies. Alright, so we'll start out by taking a look at the boxes. Over here, we got the 1984 Grimlock, and on this side, we got the 2014 Grimlock. And obviously, this is not a 1984 Grimlock. This is the Grimlock that came from the Transformers Energon series, who combines with a swoop. And then over here we got the movie Grimlock, and there's been a lot of re-releases of this guy, just ones of just this figure by itself. Like at the same time this double set was coming out, and there's even been re-releases of this figure with the Last Night movie, just different paint scheme, So yeah, take a look at the box. The Autobots logo over there, and over there. Transformers over here. Bunch of words, and authentic on the bottom. And you already looked at the top. Don't need to see that again. Now we got the back. Once again, classic figure, and Transformers Age of Extinction figure. And he is not a classic figure, but I like him a lot nonetheless. So yeah, got some product shots of all of them in their robot modes and their T-Rex modes. Alright. And here we got our Last Night combo double pack, whatever you want to call them. And we got our regular movie Optimus, which this toy was originally released with the Dark of the Moon movie, I believe. And I'm pretty sure he was also a Toys R Us exclusive the first time around. And then we got our Cybertronian Optimus Prime for here. And he was originally released with the first Transformers movie, I believe. Yeah, that would make most sense. The first Transformers movie. Not the cartoon, obviously. The sides, we got Optimus and Megatron fighting. On the top, same thing. Over here, we got some Cybertronian language, which these came with like little cards you could get from Toys R Us that you could translate this, because that writing is all over the figures too. Bottom, we got this, and on the back, got some more pictures of the figures, and then we got a bio here if you want to read that. Great. So first we'll start out with our classic figure Grimlock, and he is awesome. I really like this figure. He has lots of little paint details added to him, these colors back here onto this version of him that make him look, a little more like the G1 Grimlock. And I really like this robot mode. It does a good job looking like the G1 Grimlock. I mean, the head is a bit bigger, but yes, he is very cool. Articulation wise, he has complete 360 of his legs there. He has a knee bend, and his toes move up and down, which you have to fiddle with them a lot to get him to stand. His arms can move to about there, and, past his head, if you can force him past his head. His head should be up here, falls down a lot, so you can kind of get a little bit of side to side there, and his mouth does open. He did also come with a sword, which looks really cool, but it doesn't connect anywhere to his T-Rex mode. I actually have a lot of my other figures holding this sword for some reason. I like the sword, but you could put it inside of his mouth like that. He's like, "Oh, play fetch with me, play fetch with me." Now on to our Age of Extinction Grimlock. Get a stand for me. Kind of got his legs messed up. Yeah, he is pretty cool. Like I said, this figure's been released numerous times. You could probably find it in Walmart or wherever right now, even just different colors than this one. I really like all the small detail they have, even, oh well, you can see it in his eye there. Pretty cool. It's a lot of small detail. Yeah, he's pretty cool. He's got a lot of the same articulation as the last one. His legs can do a 360 at that joint. He's got a knee bend right there. Also got some bends that happen down here, but not really meant for his T-Rex mode. He's also got a little bend back here in his heel, if you want to use that to help him stand at all. His arms are on a small little ball joint there, so you could move his arms all around. And that's about it. He's got a little gimmick right here with a button you can press right there on his neck, and it makes his mouth go snap, 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 snap. So that's always cool. And your T-Rex mouth can go snap, snap, snap. He did come with a weapon. It's a big spiky mace, and it attaches to his tail and sticks out really far, and I think it's kind of goofy. But I couldn't find mine. I did look. I looked all over for it. I've moved since I've bought this toy, so it's got to be in a box somewhere. Here you go. You can see the one I still have in the box right here. The spiky mace right back there behind him. Yeah, here. See it on the back better here. Yeah, that is what it looked like. Alright, so moving on to the next set, we got our Cybertronian Optimus Prime. And this is his, I don't know, asteroid form here, where he can fly through space. He also came with, what are these called, like effect pieces or something, and it will snap right into the back of him, right there. So he's got a little fiery thrust coming from behind him. And he does actually have wheels down here on the bottom. He's got two wheels right there and right there. The third one right there in the front. Can roll on. And since this is a new version of the toy, like I said, the original came out with the first Michael Bay movie. This version has all the Cybertronian graffiti on the sides of him and on his windows there. And he is completely different colors of gray than the original was. They also made a couple of Takara releases of him. Some that are even red and blue. Like primarily red and blue, so they look more like Optimus. Yeah, I like this. It's very, very unique. I like it. It's weird and cool. This is a very cool figure, and I never had the original, so I was very happy to find this guy. Yeah. Now moving on to our last figure here, the movie Optimus. So yeah, he's a quality little figure here. I like all the small detail all over the front of the truck here, especially the grill. It's even got kind of a little Autobot hood ornament there. Like the fire, the colors, it looks awesome. It's pretty great. The silver on the rims. Yeah. So he rolls pretty good too. He also came with a weapon. You guys remember Mech Tech? So yeah, like I said, he came out with Dark of the Moon. But the weapon, the only spot you can hook it to is right here. Either of those. So you got two options. It doesn't fit in this back one. So you could put it right on the top of the truck, I suppose. Because that looks wonderful. Now, so yeah, like I said, he's a quality little guy. I don't even really buy very many of the movie toys or very many of the movie Optimuses, and not that I have anything wrong with them in particular. I just haven't really. But I like this guy a lot, and I'm glad I have him. I'm glad I have this guy. Alright, so I guess we could just start out with comparing them to each other here. Pop these guys out. These two here. They're pretty much the same size there. Can Grimlock here. This size. Get more forward. Get the other Grimlock to fit in here. guys out of here. I'm going to compare these two to each other. Surprisingly, they're pretty close to being the same size as well. I'm just going to fit them both in the shot that way. Not really. But yeah. You can tell they're pretty close to the same size too. So we'll just take one from each set since they're kind of the same size anyways. Here is a deluxe Titan's Return top spin. We have a pair with a deluxe there. And here is a Voyager Titan's Return Megatron. There. Yeah. Yes, robot mode. And since there's so many reviews for these guys online already, I'm just going to speed through the transformation here. And there we go. Now we got our classic Grimlock in his robot mode. Come in here and get a closer look on the face here. It's alright, it's alright. Down the body here. These colors ended up where they needed to be on his legs. Yeah, all the bright colors really brighten him up. Can look pretty friendly. Take a look at his back and his giant backpack, which, you know, isn't too bad because he's got pretty good stability with his giant feet once you find the sweet spots. So yeah, can check out some articulation now. So his head you can rotate all the way around. His shoulders can rotate a 360. So just bump into things. He's got an elbow bend right here, and his arm also bends right above the elbow, up here. So you could turn that. And it also bends right below the elbow. And his wrist actually has no articulation. So down to his hips, they are on a ball joint, but these pieces are very big and flat and weird shapes, so they really don't let you get much outward movement, but they can move forward and back. And his crotch is constantly snapping apart like that. So that's just something you gotta kind of deal with, and that's part of his combination combining mode with swoop. That. And here is his sword. Pop that in his hand here. It's pretty cool with the sword. Okay. Now for our movie Grimlock. And here we got Grimlock in his robot mode. I'll come up, take a closer look up in here. There's the teeth detail hanging across his chest is kind of cool. Body here. Lots of spiky things to poke yourself with, and spiky elf shoes. Yeah, I'm sure you've all seen this figure before. Yeah, articulation, the shoulders, they can go all the way around. They're kind of on a swivel there, an elbow bend there. His wrists do turn, but all of this comes with it when you turn them. Which, you know, may be okay, depending on what you're doing. His head can turn. Turn inside there. Ooh, can't reach it. His hips are on a ball joint, so they'll do all the ball joint movements for a hip. His legs down here have a knee bend, and he does have a bend at the ankle there. And yeah, moving on. Cybertronian Optimus Prime. let's do it. And now here we have him in his robot mode. I'll come up close. You can see his very strange looking flat face, but you can kind of see the little hints of Optimus in there. Kind of. And the helmet, I suppose. Down the body here. It's very lengthy and alien looking for sure. Yeah. But cool. Get this hip come back a little bit. There we go. Yeah. Focus. Yeah. Articulation wise, his shoulders can go around the 360 bend right there. They'll get caught up on the stuff on his back though. He has the elbow bend, he has a shoulder up and down, his wrist does swivel, it's just kind of hard to get to in there. His ball joints at the hips, and they are pretty loose. He also has a bend right here. It's pretty much a ball joint right inside of his stomach that you can kind of bend him around on. You can see that. Yes. And his head can turn, and it can kind of look up and down a little bit. He has knee bends right there, and his feet are on ball joints, so you can move them however you wanted. So he's pretty poseable. Guy's pretty poseable. And here is the weapon that he came with. Focus, there we go. So it was stored deep inside his alt mode. You can flip those two pieces out. And there we got the weapon. And you can also hook on the little effect piece. Put that onto the front of it so it's blasting. Flamethrower or something. Let's try that out in his hand here. Yeah. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. It's a pretty unique looking weapon anyways. I like it. Cool. And last but not least, the movie Optimus. So we'll transform him now. And there you have it, robot mode. He is not the easiest to get to stand. Well, let's get a close-up look here. The face. And take a look at the legs. Okay. Yeah. Cool robot mode. He's got a backpack, but all of the movie toys have backpacks. Yeah, so for articulation, ball joint on the shoulder. He's actually got a double hinge in the elbow there, as you can see. He's got no articulation in the wrist. His head does turn a little bit. You can get his hips, or his waist to turn a tiny bit. He's got ball joints on his hips there, and they swivel at the hips there. Got the knee bend there, and he's got a little bit of articulation in his toes right here, which is it's totally necessary. Just say that much. He's hard to stand, so you fiddle with these little things a lot. At least it's hard for me to stand. And yeah, I think that about does it for articulation. Alright, so here's how they all scale together here. You can see the movie Grimlock just kind of towers above the classic Grimlock there. And the two Optimuses are basically the same size as each other. So we'll just pop this guy out since he's the same size as the other guy. To compare over here, here is a Titan's Return Deluxe Top Spin again. You can see how they compare to the current Deluxe line. And here we have our Voyager class Titan's Return Megatron again. Yeah. It's pretty much the size of a Voyager class, that movie Grimlock. Okay, so real quickly I'll give my final thoughts on each figure, and then we'll see who the winner is. So first off, we'll go with our classic Grimlock. And, you know, he does a good job at making an attempt to look like a G1 Grimlock. I like the effort. I really like him in both of his modes. I mean, it's hard to decide which mode to display him in. And when that's one of your issues with a Transformer, like that's an awesome thing. You know, you don't know if you should leave him in his alt mode or his robot mode. That's just a compliment. And I guess one of my only problems with this guy is the fact that he is a combiner, and with this set he didn't come with the swoop that he combines with. So you get a lot of this going on that you already saw, and he also came with, I can find it back here, a bigger head. So there's his head that you would use to combine with, and that would become the head. Get it? Yeah, you get it. So you got that going on, and if you didn't know he was a combiner, when you get the set, you're just kind of like, what's the giant head for? But yeah, you can put two and two together. But anyways, yeah, so moving on. Now for our movie Grimlock here. I like this toy quite a bit. He's fun to transform, and that's always a plus when you got a Transformer that you enjoy transforming. I really like how they made movie Grimlock look in his robot mode. Like, I really like how they made his face look in the T-Rex face on his shoulders, so it's fun to have any toy that tries to replicate that look. So another really awesome part about this figure is it's just how good he looks with all of the other Dinobots that they released for the movie. And they're all just very colorful, and they all just complement each other, having them all together like this. My biggest problem with this guy is that, and it's no fault of his, it's really just that he pales in comparison to the leader class version of the movie Grimlock, which this is just an all-around awesome figure. And if you want a movie Grimlock, this guy, in my opinion, is the way to go for sure. Alright, moving on. Now for our Cybertronian Optimus Prime here. This guy is very unique and very poseable, and I love his alt mode. Also, the version of this toy, it has probably my favorite paint scheme out of all the other ones that exist right now. So yeah, he's great. I don't think I have really any real complaints about this guy. And last but not least, our movie Optimus Prime. Now, this is a Optimus Prime that leaves a good taste in your mouth. I like this figure a lot. He is great, he has lots of great small details, especially in his vehicle mode. He's got a fun little mech tech weapon there, and I didn't really show this off earlier, but his head, because I didn't show the transformation, but his head's got a little gimmick here that you can push it down. So when it's in combined mode, you'll flip these up, and there's a button here on the back, so that when this comes up and presses, his head pops up, which, you know, I like gimmicks. Gimmicks are neat. Alright, it's time to declare a winner. I wish I didn't have to choose, but that's kind of the point of this video, so here we go. The winner is the Toys R Us exclusive, the Last Night Mission to Cybertron Optimus Prime and Cybertronian Optimus Prime, these two over here. It was a hard choice to make because all of these are really decent figures. Really, the only reasons why the Optimuses got a head up on the others is the reasons I already said. The movie Grimlock is extremely overshadowed by the leader class counterpart of his, and the classic Grimlock is a combiner that didn't come with his partner, who himself is a relatively older toy that you couldn't get in the stores the same time you could get this Grimlock set. So, yeah, and originally this guy was sold in a set accompanied with Swoop. So there you have it, but like I said, this is just my opinion. The real question is, what do you guys think? Which set do you think is better? And I know there's not much of a reason to compare these two sets against each other. This was really just for fun. I actually really like all these figures a lot, and that's why I made this video. But I think that does it for me, so thanks so much for watching. You guys are awesome, and I will see you guys later. Bye.